Is the question I'm having in my mind what you're having in your mind? It's late in the night and I've come up with this video of what next for Paul Pogba and Varane after France exit. Welcome to Rock and Sports. Please subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, we all know that it's no longer news that France is out of the Euros and has been knocked out by a team which goes by names of Switzerland. France being the number one favorite to win this tournament in here, having won the World Cup in 2018, and with the stars that they have, I think them and Belgium, Portugal, I think England, they have the best players in there when it comes to really rating player per player. But as a team, I've seen Spain doing some great stuff in there, and I think they are really having a great time in there, like Spain, Italy in there. As a team, they are really together. But when you look at individual talent of France, England, Portugal, individually they are having great players in there, and Belgium too in there. But surprisingly, they are out of the Euros. They are out of the Euros, and when they are out of the Euros, what comes to our mind is that Manchester United has one of those players who was by the names of Pogba, and he's only left with 12 months on his contract. You get? Each and every time he was asked about his future at Manchester United, Paul Pogba always came out and said, I'm in the Euros, I'm focusing on the Euros. Let's see when the Euros are over, then I'll start talking about Manchester United or thinking about it. So that's what Paul Pogba always said. The same applies to Rafael Varane. Has been made the second target, or second choice target for Manchester United after Jadon Sancho. By the way, if I say second target, that means I've not yet put it out as supposed to be. The fact is, he's the second priority signing for Manchester United after Jadon Sancho. So that is Rafael Varane in there for you. And the reason as to why he's included in this video, it's that Rafael Varane is the only player that United is looking at to partner with Harry Maguire this season. Remember also, he's having the same problem, or he's in the same situation like Paul Pogba is in at Manchester United. Paul Pogba is left with 12 months on his contract, and the same applies to the lad who goes by the names of Rafael Varane. He's left with 12 months on his contract in there at a team which goes by names of Real Madrid in there. Now, let's get into Paul Pogba. When you look at Paul Pogba, before I really get into his situation, let me show you his game by numbers as he played a team which goes by the names of Switzerland in there. Remember, he scored a goal in there. Now let's go down to his game by numbers. Paul Pogba's game by numbers versus Switzerland: 101 total touches, 92 passing accuracy, 6 attempted take-ons, 5 successful take-ons, 4 chances created, 3 fouls suffered, 2 attempted tackles, 2 successful tackles, 1 goal. Some of his passes today. All right, that is Paul Pogba Lepele in there for you. And I'm wondering, with such a performance from Paul Pogba, I've seen Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane go attack him. I wonder why Roy Keane has gone ahead to attack a player who goes by the names of Paul Pogba in there, because I think he's really doing what he's supposed to be doing. What else is Paul Pogba supposed to do? He really scored a goal. He really gave Kylian Mbappe a ball, and Mbappe really failed to go ahead to really score it. He really did what he's supposed to do as a player for France, and I'm wondering why this man who goes by the names of Patrick Vieira and a man who goes by the names of Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane have really went ahead to attack him. But that's a topic for another day. But right now, allow me to get into this, which is something that is about Manchester United. Now, Paul Pogba is a Manchester United player who has been at United since 2016 after his return from Juventus. When he returned from Juventus, he had he had the first season under Jose Mourinho. The second season, he really fell out with Jose Mourinho. And Jose Mourinho, who had even turned him into the captain of United, really got him the captaincy ban. And he really benched him, and Paul Pogba never played ball again for United until Mourinho was sacked. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, and I think Paul Pogba has played the best season for Manchester United ever since he returned this season of 2020-2019, because he played very well, and I really like the way he was playing. Now, there is something that is really cooking under Paul Pogba, between Paul Pogba and his manager, or and his agent, and Manchester United. The fact is, Paul Pogba looks like he might leave Manchester United after getting out of the Euros. His next decision to make is Should I stay at United or I should leave? That's his next decision that Paul Pogba is supposed to do. And what does that mean? It means that Manchester United need to sit down Paul Pogba and really decide his decision or his future early enough. And people are saying that the reason as to why United are interested in signing Camavinga Eduardo from Rennes in there is that they think that Paul Pogba is leaving this season and they don't want him to go for free, and Manchester United thinks Paul Pogba is not going to sign a new contract, something that I think is really not really positive for Manchester United. Why can't United? Because we have the money. Yes, we can bring in the players that Paul Pogba wants and he can put pen to paper. But to me, I would think United can really force Pogba to stay. How? By really bringing on players that they want. But to me, I really have another thought in me that even if United signs the players that Pogba wants, all will say that they're really going to see him win a Champions League or Premier League at Manchester United. I already see Pogba wanting money, because rumor has it that Paul Pogba wants close to £500,000 a week to put pen to paper. So that's something that is weird, and United cannot really afford that. I think you rather take Pogba and you sell him at £30 million or £40 million in there at United to any team that feels like it wants him, because I know a team which goes by names of PSG would like the faces of Pogba and in there, and a swap of Pogba and Varane to Real Madrid. But Real Madrid doesn't look like they are really onto a team that is having a spark rig to win any trophy right now in there. I think Real Madrid are really back ever since Zidane left, and I think they're in a rebuild. So I don't think Paul Pogba would really go in there to a team that is on a rebuild. So I don't know what you guys think about Paul Pogba's situation, but to me, I think it's all about money. It's all about money. Because when you look at United, it's just 3 players away from really winning something in this season that we are going into. One, we are into the Champions League, and if at all you bring Rafael Varane, Jadon Sancho, those 2 players at Manchester United would have an impact in there. People are talking of a CDM, but factually speaking, when you look at the players that United are looking at, I think they are looking at 3 players right now. A central defender in terms of Rafael Varane, they are looking for Jadon Sancho, right winger, and a Kylian Trippier who is really going to do what Alex Telles did to Luke Shaw into this season. You saw Luke Shaw was good, but his final ball was bad. When Alex Telles came in, Luke Shaw mastered his final ball and improved, and he was one of the best creators this season at Manchester United. He had a couple of assists, he came in with some goals in there and some dribbles in there that he improved. The same applies to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Looked like he needs someone to put him on pressure to improve on his final ball in there, and United think that the person to go in and do that should be a Kylian Trippier. So those are 3 things that I think the football director in there, Motetaf in there, is really looking at, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is looking at, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not ready to go and spend money to get a CDM, yet he has Danny Van Beek, he has Scott McTominay, he has Freddy Rodriguez, he has Nemanja Matic, who is still there also. So I think United really look like they're getting 3 signings. That is a Kylian Trippier, a Varane, and a Jadon Sancho in there. So, but all that would be a very good additive if at all we keep the likes of Aaron Martial and we keep a Paul Pogba, because even if you bring those players and you don't keep Paul Pogba in there, it's really going to be hard, because it looks like, do you trust a Danny Van Beek to play the Pogba role in there? You get, because we have no player at United who can come in and do the Pogba thing, playing into the central midfield deep in there in the pivot, and he can really come up and do the needful, do those long balls. You've seen him today. He has really scored a goal, and you remember he would have gotten the same goal against a team which goes by the names of Portugal, but the keeper really pressed his fist in it, and it hit the frame of the goal and it went outside in there. So it shows you that Paul Pogba is really an influential player at Manchester United. With the experience that he has earned on the European market, going to the Champions League, if at all you bring in Varane, Jadon Sancho in there, that means United would have improved better. Though people think of a CDM, but I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can go ahead and spend £80 million on a player who goes by names of Declan Rice and bring him at United. Yet he thinks that Pogba and Scott McTominay can do the job, because this does not really, it's not in our hands, it's in Ole's hands. Who does Ole want at Manchester United? That's it. Ole, I think, wants a player who goes by the names of I think Ole wants a player who goes by the names of Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane, and Kylian Trippier in there. And those three players he thinks will come up and do the job for him. So to me, I really think it's really going to be hard for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to bring in a CDM. So let's forget things about the CDM. Because even Kamavinga is not a CDM. Kamavinga is not a central defensive midfielder because he is this box-to-box player. He's not the CDM who is really going to sit there and really do the needful. Get that ball from the defenders of Manchester United and he passes it to the people in there. So I don't know what Pogba is really thinking about, but to me I really think Pogba wants money. Pogba wants money because we know Mino Raiola is one of the money-minded agents that we have in the world in there. So that's why I saw that on the deal that saw Paul Pogba come back at Manchester United, he ate close to £40 million out of the £80 million that United paid. Mino Raiola had close to 40. Remember, he took him on a free transfer to Juventus and he told him that there is a buyout clause and I'm earning 40. You get, because he went, Juventus got him for free. So that is Mino Raiola in there for you. So to me, I will think this lad who goes by the name of Paul Pogba is all about money. It's all about money, because when you look at United is not far away from winning a trophy. We are not far away from winning a trophy. If at all we get in those three signings, I think United will be a much better team than we were last season. And that those replacements in there, or those enforcements that would have brought with United, will show that United conceding very many goals in the Premier League last season. That means we'll concede less goals because Rafael Varane is at Manchester United and Jadon Sancho will creating some more chances in there. And a player who goes by the Kylian Trippier, sometimes he'll really press in some chances. So I don't know what you think about Paul Pogba next decision after United after France really exiting the Euros in there in a shameful way, because they led the game by a 2-goal margin. They really gave it out to a team which goes by the names of Switzerland in there, and it went into penalties. And all in all, France got out after Kylian Mbappe missed out on his penalty. It was saved by Somare in there, the goalkeeper of a team which goes by names of Switzerland in there. Now, leaving that story, you can as well go to the comment section and tell me what you think about it. Let's go to Varane's decision, next decision. What is Rafael Varane going to decide next? Because these are the two players in the French team that really exited, and I don't know what they think about, but I'm really trying to give my opinion. Now, Rafael Varane said he wants to play for Manchester United. He wants to come to Manchester United, and Fiorentino Perez came out and said that after the Euros, Rafael Varane will really make a statement, whether he wants to stay at Real Madrid or he's leaving. Now, rumor has it that Rafael Varane earning £150,000 a week at Real Madrid wants more money, almost times 2 that money in there, plus another £100,000 in there, tallying to £400,000 in there. That is Rafael Varane in there for you. And the main reason is that he does not want to leave Real Madrid, but the reason as why he's leaving Real Madrid is because the Real Madrid has failed really to pay his money. He wants to really to put a new pen to paper or a new contract at Real Madrid, because at 28 signs another 4 years for Real Madrid. But the problem is he cannot really see himself be at Real Madrid while not earning £300,000 a week. That is Rafael Varane for you, because he sees himself as one of the top quality centre backs in the world, and he feels like he has to be respected at Real Madrid, and he feels like he has all what it takes to come in and do the needful for the team which goes by the Real Madrid, and he thinks that his services are needed elsewhere and they can be financed very well. Now, Varane at Manchester United, we would love to see him because of his experience, and by the way, mostly into the Champions League, because when you look at the Champions League, we lost. We never progressed to the round of 16 because of our defense. Because the game that we were supposed to win away in a team which goes by names of Istanbul versus Kiel, we lost that game. We lost that game. And after losing that game, United had to go ahead and get 2 points out of the two matches, RB Leipzig away and PSG at Old Trafford. We lost to PSG 3-1 and we lost to RB Leipzig by 3-2. And when you look at all those goals, we would have really secured a place in there if at all we really had a good defender in there. So to me, I really think United is at a level of needing a person who goes by the name of Rafael Varane. But for me, I thought Cristiano Romero would come and do the job in here. So, but I think all in all, United is really going to come out and do the needful in for these players in here and get Varane. United really willing to get Varane and Ed Woodward before he really gets out of Manchester United. Remember, he is going to get out of United. I think by December he will be out as a chief executive officer at Manchester United. That is Rafael Varane in there for you. And all in all, what we want to see is, Ed Woodward in there for you. And all we want to see is one who is really going to be the next into that position of a man who goes by the names of Ed Woodward. But Ed Woodward having fancied a lot a player who goes by the names of Rafael Varane. Remember, United wanted Rafael Varane since when Sir Alex Ferguson was still the manager in 2010, 2011, and he snubbed us because Zinedine Zidane approached him in there and went to a team which goes by names of Real Madrid in there. But United also wanted him. Ed Woodward wanted to get the lad back at United in 2018 after the World Cup, after the showcasing that he really showed in that game against Croatia and very many other teams that France played into the World Cup. And Ed Woodward had placed a trigger price of £100 million onto him, and Real Madrid said no, we are not selling Rafael Varane in there. Remember, Rafael Varane is not good books with Ancelotti in there, and Ancelotti is the manager of Real Madrid, because by the time Ancelotti was at Real Madrid, Rafael Varane never enjoyed his spell as a player. He never got first team football in there. Now Ancelotti returning at Real Madrid really puts United into a better position of getting Rafael Varane. Second, Real Madrid having a debt of 901 million euros in there. They cannot really meet the salary that Varane wants, and if at all they don't really meet that, they cannot see him going for free. You get Real Madrid wanting £46 million in there, and I think United can really go ahead and really put that money in there because it's really cheaper to get him now. So another point is that Diego Dello is being looked at Ancelotti as the right back at Real Madrid that he wants, and Diego Dello is not in good books with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and looking at AC Milan failing really to pay the amount of money that United wants. I think a swap can really be made, and United add some 30 million onto that to get Rafael Varane in there. So what next is Rafael Varane? What is Varane really going to do? What is his next decision? That is something that I really want you guys to go into the comment section. My opinion is Rafael Varane wants to come at United. News has reported so, and I really want to see him at United too, because he's a good player, proven on the world market, and I think he will partner well with Harry Maguire, because Harry Maguire plays well onto the left side of the centre back of the central defense, and Rafael Varane plays well onto the right side of the central defense. And so to me, I think Rafael Varane's next decision should be coming at Manchester United, because Real Madrid is not able or willing to pay that money that Rafael Varane wants. He wants £400,000 a week, but I think if at all United grants him times 2 what he's earning at Real Madrid, that is £300,000. £300,000 a week, I think Varane will come at Manchester United, and we'll see him as a United player next season in there. So I want to know what you guys think about Paul Pogba and Varane's next decision, because they are out of the Euros, and each and every time the journalist asked Paul Pogba that what do you think about United's future, he said, I'm still with my team in here, and next time I'll come in after we are done with the Euros, I'll give my verdict in there. Now he's out of the Euros, let's wait and see what Paul Pogba says. The same applies to Rafael Varane. Each and every time they asked him about his future, he said, no, I'm still a Real Madrid player, but after the Euros, I'm still in the Euros, I'm focusing on France, my national team. After the national team job, I'll really come out and give my verdict. And Florentino Perez came out and said that they want to hear what Rafael Varane wants, but Rafael Varane wants money, and Real Madrid are not willing to pay him that money. So to me, I really think it's done and dusted, unless United cannot beat out the competition of Man City, Chelsea, and PSG in there. PSG is out because Rafael Varane even changed his agency. His agency is now in England, and he's looking for a move to England. And if at all Paul Pogba stays, that means Rafael Varane is going to stay. If at all you see Rafael Varane coming at Manchester United, that means Paul Pogba is going to stay. That is it what we had here on Rokan Sports. Please subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I'm out. See you later in our next video, guys. Tell me what you think about Rafael Varane's situation and Paul Pogba after exiting the Euros. I'm out for now.